I'm not going to worry too much about making myself presentable to the channel today. I have an exciting announcement to make, and I don't want to go up and shave and change me clothes. So, welcome once again to the Philosophy for Philistines channel. And here's the announcement. Inspired by a request from an old musical colleague, I'm writing the first draft of a book that will feature daily meditations on our existing social crisis. In doing so, I will offer my thoughts as to how we may address civil society becoming overwhelmed by discord and division. We must first learn to combat the terrible ideas which have come to replace those upon which Western liberal democracy was founded, starting with ourselves. This will allow us to effect change within our immediate sphere of influence and beyond. I need to make it perfectly clear that I am writing this as advice to myself as much as it is advice to others. Things have gone gravely wrong in my life when I choose to ignore these principles. As I lay them out, I know that many will be able to attest to the fact that they find it odd that I, a live and let live kind of person, should attempt to address multivariate problems of this complexity. My only defense regarding that justifiable criticism is better late than never. Furthermore, since I live my life so as not to tell others how to live theirs, I find it grossly offensive that we now have an arrogant, egocentric elite who spend all their time and effort meddling in the private affairs of others, including our economic freedom, while forcing us to pay for said meddling. This entitled class of Besserwisser has repeatedly proven themselves to be far too incompetent to assume such a gargantuan responsibility, which is always best left to the individual. Western liberal democracy, with its focus on individual sovereignty and accountability, has come under constant assault. This assault on civil liberty has led to the rule of law becoming corrupted by an emergent political and bureaucratic class with whom we have falsely entrusted with governing us fairly. The reason for this assault on civil law and liberty is due to these governing oligarchs believing that the state ought to have supremacy over the individual. This is particularly dangerous as the bureaucracy grows in power, size, and scope, since bureaucrats are unelected and therefore do not answer directly to the tax-paying citizen, but rather to the political party in power. As a result, civil liberties have never been under greater threat. It must be noted that this attack on liberty extends beyond the regional and national levels to our present global crisis with communist China, vying for hegemonic domination of world markets, interfering with electoral processes in sovereign countries, and dictating limits of freedom for mainstream media and social media. The CCP actively undermines Western social order by buying influence with our politicians, universities, and businessmen. COVID-19 has provided communist China and its psychopathic Western sympathizers who sold out Western interests to communist China with the ideal opportunity to foist plans for the Great Reset. These plans involve the CCP and its operatives seizing the means of production, managing the distribution of resources, and controlling even what we are permitted to think and speak. This is the very fulfillment of the communist agenda being hidden in plain sight. But there is a much deeper and psychospiritual reason for this attack, and that will be the purpose for my book entitled Daily Meditations as a Counter-Agent to Tyranny. So that's the announcement. I know I kind of jumped the gun yesterday and did a watered-down version of this, but there it is in basically the form that will appear in the book as a prologue to these 365 meditations on liberty. I hope you will stay posted. I hope when the book is published, and it will be published with my wife's brilliant little drawings, which she is absolutely a genius at. I don't mind boasting. I'm not a Yentalovinist. And so all of these themes will be taken up in on a series of sketches, and that will add a lot of fun and weight to the theme of the book. Thanks so much. Have a great day.